Hello everyone, Vampire218 here, bringing you a special edition of my Draft Pokemon Spotlight series. Today I've chosen to look at Braviary, or as many call it, the America Bird, to celebrate the Independence Day for Americans. I'm not personally an American myself, but I thought, it'd be a nice way to just celebrate your holiday for the Americans watching. So, jumping right into things, America Bird here has 100 in health, which is actually pretty good. Compared to the average health, this is above average, in my opinion, so that's a good health. Its attack is 123, and that's really good. I mean, most times you're gonna see, like, in the, 80 to 100 range for bird Pokemon like this, but this thing having 123 is very outstanding. Its defense and special defense are both 75, which is, in my opinion, exactly where you want them to be. You don't want them any lower, but you would want them higher, but this is about, I guess, the threshold for me. Its special attack is 57, and this just means that this thing is not going to be used as a special attacker for me. And its speed is 80. Now, its speed is really where it's lacking, because while this speed is not horrible for a bird-type Pokemon, or I guess not a bird-type, for a flying type that's a bird, this is relatively low. So, what America Bird here really is doing is it's going to be able to take hits, dish out pretty good damage through its attack stat, and while it does only have a 80 in speed, that's still pretty good. That can still outspeed quite a few mons in the league format, so it's pretty good. Its abilities are Defiant, which is very good. It raises your attack by 2 stages for each stat lowered by an opponent. So if your opponent brings out an Intimidate mon on this and it has Defiant, you net gain one attack raise. If they want to defog, you get an evasion drop. Who cares? Now you have a +2 in attack. I'm not sure. I guess it really wouldn't matter with webs, but it's really interesting because this actually helps prevent the opponent from wanting to defog each week. Because if they defog, they're in trouble, because now you have a mon that has a +2 attack and can probably just sweep. Its second ability is Keen Eye. This ignores your opponent's evasion stat and increases your own accuracy. It doesn't increase your accuracy. It prevents your accuracy from being lowered. And I mean, I don't see a use for this, to be honest, in League format. It's okay, but its other 2 abilities just outshine it. Its third ability is Sheer Force, which increases your moves by 1.3, but removes their secondary effects, not including recoil or something. So if a move has the ability to flinch, it will never flinch. However, its power will be boosted by 1.3. And that's really good. Going down to the moves it learns, we're going to see that it learns Brave Bird for physical coverage of the flying type. It learns Bulk Up as a good, power booster. It can defog, which is really nice having, because you really want to have 2 to 3 defoggers / rapid spinners and a combination thereof. And having one that can also counter defog is really good. It learns, I guess, Giga Impact if you're just going for massive stab damage. I mean, it's feasible, right? Because, I mean, 150, even at 90 accuracy, we don't care about the accuracy of this. This thing is going to hit pretty often. So, like, 150 boosted by stab, right? That's not bad. So, we also have things like, I guess, Pluck for utility. But we have Rock Slide, we have Rock Tome as a little bit more accurate Rock Slide. We have Shadow Claw for ghost coverage. We have Steel Wing for steel coverage if we really needed to hit a fairy type. We have Superpower as a really good fighting coverage. We have U-Turn. We have Whirlwind to prevent them setting up. We have Zen Headbutt to cover those other I guess we can cover the fighting types with it. You'd cover whatever is weak to Psychic with this, because it hits pretty hard. Overall, pretty good moveset. I think it could use a little bit more diversity, though. Like giving this thing maybe Knockoff or just a couple other typings that it can learn. So, jumping right into some of the weaknesses of this mon, rock and steel types are a big issue. You have very little ways of damaging a steel type outside of your superpower, and because superpower lowers your stuff right after, you don't want to be using it that often. You are weak to rock types, and also can do very little damage to them. So, you can superpower both of these things, but again, you're going to take that stat drop, and then they're going to probably just kill you. Physical walls, I mean, you have a good attack stat, but it's not game breaking, so you got to be careful. Electric types, you're weak to electric, so you got to be very careful, because if you can't OHKO them, also they're going to outspeed you more than often. So if you can't OHKO them after that first hit, you're probably going to die. Infiltrate users, I mean, some braveries use substitute. None of the sets I'm showing you will use substitute, because you should be able to plan around that. Plus, if you're going to be using a substitute, your opponent is going to probably have some way around that. Like, they might have an infiltrator or something, so you got to be careful. And then faster Pokemon and priority users, I mean, it's got a middle tier speed, so you got to be very aware of that. Going into the team builder, I have 3 sets here I'm going to show you. The first one is this set, and this is my counter defog set. This is just, max health, but we don't actually max the health. We go to 403, put another point into, I guess, attack, and we run Defiant to make sure that they don't want to defog. We run Defog to take care of hazards. We run U-Turn so that we have a way of getting out of there, but also doing damage to those grass type. Oh, I guess we have Brave Bird for the grass types, but U-Turn does damage to like the psychic types, the dark types. Plus, it gives us that ability to switch out. And we have Brave Bird to just do as much damage as possible because of the stab flying, and we have Roost to get our health back. We have leftovers as well to increase the longevity of this thing. We have max health and max special defense, and that max special defense is going to be whichever defensive stat you need more. If you're going up against a match with a lot of heavy-hitting physical users, you're going to max the defense stat over the special defense stat, and vice versa for a lot of heavy special hitters. The second set here is pure offensive bravery, and this is pure speed, pure offense, life orb, sheer force, 252 attack, and 252 plus speed. You want Zen Headbutt, you want Superpower, you want Brave Bird, and Rock Slide. And these moves can be interchangeable, although you will want Brave Bird for sure. Superpower, if you're not going up against a Rock type or a Steel type, you probably don't need it. Zen Headbutt, the same thing. If you're not going up against something that's going to be weak to Psychic, you don't need it. And the same with Rock Slide. If you're not going up against another Flying type or something weak to Rock, you don't need it. So you interchange all these moves and make this set your own. But this is just prioritizing as much possible damage as you can get. You have no way of healing, so this is really a suicide America Bird. You just go in, do as much damage as possible, and you win. The third set is a very defensive utility set. This set has no damaging moves, however you could change that if you don't think you need a Tailwind. You could run Brave Bird. You could run Brave Bird instead of Toxic. I would keep the Whirlwind, because this and again, this set's going to be very based on what you want. You could get rid of the Whirlwind depending on what you need, but right now this set is just basic defensive. You want to put 252 plus in whichever defensive stat you need more. You want to be running, and the reason I've chosen these 4 moves is Tailwind, because it'll double the speed of your team for 4 turns. If and that really is going to help you. Plus, it'll help your other team. Whirlwind to get rid of those stat boosts your opponent might have done. Toxic, just to put pressure on them, and then Roost to get your health back to increase the longevity. Rocky Helmet, because I was initially going to go 252 in defense. So, you don't run Rock Helmet if you're going 252 in your special defense. You'd run something like, I want to say, a Leftovers, or even a Sash. So, yeah, that's what you want to be doing. Bravery is a very interesting Pokemon. It has some good utility, so I've been Vampire218, bringing you my Pokemon Draft Spotlight on America Bird. If you like the video, please make sure to leave a like, share, comment, favorite, and subscribe to see more Pokemon Draft League content. Bye!